Hello, I'm Holly, and today I've got a bit of a different video for you. I'm going to be taking you along through a week in my life as an Open University student. So I study with the Open University, and if you don't know what that is, it is a distance learning university, which basically means that you study online. And in October, I started my 6th and final module, which is A327 War, Peace and Modernity. That is a history module. It's all about the First World War, the Second World War, and the Cold War, and I think by now, this is my 4th year studying with the Open University, that I have got my study routine down to a T. So I thought people might enjoy seeing what a week in my life is like. Obviously everyone's experiences are different. This is what a week in my life looks like, but everyone is probably gonna have a different routine. I know that a lot of people who study with the Open University actually work alongside study, but I don't do that. I just do Open University, so I have a very structured week, like a work week, study week, whatever. Let me know if you've ever studied with the Open University or whether you would ever be interested in studying with the Open University. And yeah, let's just get into it. Okay, so this is my study planner. This is what you find out what you're doing each week, and each year that I've done it, you tend to have one chapter and then related materials. So this week was actually week 9, which was Europe of the Dictators. You can see that I have Unit 7, which is the chapter from my printed books, and then directed study are online resources. For history, there tend to be primary sources, secondary sources, audio, video, stuff like that. So if I just click on to this is my directed study. I'll just click on the first one. This is obviously a speech by Joseph Stalin, and if I scroll down, I'll just show you that. So like I said, everything that you really need is online. This is a source, clearly you can see. You could print it out, you can highlight it. What I tend to do is use the inbuilt notes function or highlighting function. And then also something that I have seen this year are these audio recordings. This has been like a new thing for this module, where each week you get a couple of historians discussing something that is related to the topic of study. And then also we have independent study, which is more in-depth, more personal study, trying to research things that you actually really enjoy. And this one was all about consent. So yes, that is the study planner, and then let's go into me taking some notes. My work week tends to start on a Monday, and Monday and Tuesday are usually the days that I focus on working my way through the chapter. So the chapters tend to be, I would say, maybe 20 to 40 pages, maybe 30 to 40 pages, and you also might get set books. So as you can see here, I have Dark Continent by Mark Mazower. Now, I would say that I take pretty extensive notes. I have 3 main colours or types of pen that I use. So I have a black pen. I love the Uniball. This is a Uniball Vision Elite, and I use a black pen for the bulk of my notes. And then I also have a coloured fine liner. I use this for definitions, for key terms, key dates, stuff like that. And then I usually have another pen, which could be any colour really, and I use this when I am completing activities, which I will show you how I do. This is an example of an exercise that I would get. It will lead you to a certain source. For example, this one says source 7.4, and then usually it will have a couple of questions. For example, you can see this first one is, what factors does Dunnage note as explanations for police support of the right? Now, I usually write these up, as you can see here. I'll leave a little bit of space for the answer for myself, and then I will click on it, and I will read the document, answer the questions. These are my answers to the questions. As you can see, I've taken quite a lot of notes. And then what I will do is I will look back at the book, and they usually have a specimen answer or some kind of discussion about it. And then what I will do with the other colour pen is I will then write the kind of things that they specifically were highlighting. The second half of the week, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, I usually spend this time doing my assignments. Now, the time for this varies week to week. Some weeks I might not be able to even start planning an assignment. I might not have learned anything in that chapter that actually is relevant to the TMA questions. but most of the time I will be finding sources, I will be planning a TMA, I could also be writing an assignment, and usually there are TMA weeks that are designated times where you just have a week where you are focusing on assignments, and I think that that is pretty much consistent over most of the modules. You will have dedicated weeks where you are expected to fully write your assignments, but I do like to do a bit of assignment prep or work towards an assignment each week so that I'm not just rushing in one week to completely write an assignment. Do let me know if you would be interested in a video in how I do my assignments from the early planning stage to the finalising stage. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. I think it could be quite an interesting video. But I think that is it. So the beginning of the week I'm doing my chapter, the second half of the week I am doing my assignments, and then this year I have also signed up to be a library study volunteer with the Open University Library, and that takes a couple of hours a week, so I would usually do that maybe in the second half of the week. And I think in terms of time spent each week, I'm not working Monday to Friday like 9 till 5. That's not really how much you spend. I think this module, which is 60 credits, is about 16 hours a week. I might have just plucked that out of thin air. I don't know if that's true. But I would say that Monday and Tuesday, I'm pretty much working 9 till 4, 9 till 5. And then Wednesday, Thursday and Friday can really vary. But yes, that's it. How do you study? Do you study similarly to this? Do you study completely differently? Or if you finished school or university, how did you study? And I hope that you have enjoyed today's video. I know it has been a bit of a different one, but thank you for watching, and to everyone out there, stay curious. Bye!